Hi everybody and welcome back. It's Chris and Dean talking about some of the things we've picked out from Dean's book here, Mastering the Basics. And this next one is I find this a difficult one actually, which is what's your personal brand? You know, what do you stand for? What's your essence? And there's this thing called a USP, unique sales proposition, isn't there? And I don't think you have to be unique, but what's your, which corner are you in, sort of thing. And tell us a bit about why you put that and what's your personal brand as well. I think I know what yours is. I don't know what mine is. I honestly don't know. But tell us about yours.
I think everybody looks at this differently too. Sometimes when you say brand, what's your brand? People groan also because they it's a made up type of thing.
Yeah.
I just think it's who we are, and it's the essence of who we are. Chriscrofts. When you say your name, things come to mind. Energetic, outgoing. You have, like, looking at your office here, this is part of your brand of who you are. All of the eccentric things here, the things that are going on. This is Chriscrofts, and I think that's your brand. It's the excitement and energy.
And I haven't chosen that or
That's
tried
just
to
who you
design
are.
it. It goes back to we were saying be yourself,
Yeah.
doesn't it? But I suppose if you know yourself, then you know which markets you'll be more suited to and what you should aim for and maybe which bits to build on and all that sort of thing. So do you think asking other people is one way to find out what your brand is?
And they will tell you, and it's also, I know I'm not going to be instructing and training CEOs. That's just, my brand of who I am is not good with a CEO. My brand is for people who are middle stages of career, entry-level career, because I've been there. I've had those struggles, and I feel my brand of who I am better relates with people like that. But what about yourself? What do you think? Who is Chriscrofts' brand? What is it?
I discovered quite recently that lots of people think I'm really creative, and I'd never thought of myself as creative.
Really?
No, because what I think I do is I hoover up all the best bits from everywhere and put them into. So I like structuring things actually. Once an engineer, always an engineer. Right. So I like to read, like 10 books on something and pull out all the best bits and put them into a logical thing and think, well, that overlaps with that, and that's not quite right, and to sort of put the jigsaw puzzle together and then present it really simply. So I think my brand is presenting stuff simply, like project management simplified,
Right?
Because I don't think I'm clever enough to go into like Bonnie Beer-4, for example. She knows more about project management than I will ever know.
Right.
But all I've done is taken the easiest bits, and said, if you're starting out, this is a good start.
Right.
And that's a little achievement in its way.
Yeah.
So I think my brand is to give you a instant, clear guide to stuff.
Yeah.
And then to be myself with a slightly naughty sense of humour, because that's how I'm made. I can't help it.
That's who you come across very approachable. Also, you're charismatic, you're friendly.
Oh,
you're
I
smart.
love this. Keep it going.
Keep it going. No, but it's so true. But that's part of your brand. And how do you cultivate that and help other people out with that? So it's I think,
but you are what you are, and I don't think we're talking about trying to change ourselves for this, are we? We're trying to work out what it is about you that makes you different, or what it is that you like doing, or you're good at, maybe.
Yes,
and that's what it is. So
I think it's important to take some time to think about it, and it helps keep you focused of what you want to be doing for next steps.
What about somebody who works for a company who isn't a self-employed person like us? I mean, do they still have a brand?
Absolutely. Again, I spent 3 decades in the corporate world, and how do people think of me in those companies that I work for? Where could I get things done, and where couldn't I get things done as part of the brand that I had?
Yeah.
And
your brand, I guess, would be just being a very helpful, nice guy kind of thing.
I think so.
But that's really valuable, and I bet within the company people would say, "Oh yeah, you need to see Dean about that because he'll be able to help you, and Dean will know what to do."
Motivating and trying to be optimistic and helpful. I mean, that's not a bad brand to have, in my view.
But some people have a brand like incredibly clever but a bit prickly, or creative and totally disorganized, or whatever. So often, people's brand has a downside to it, but it has a very strong upside, and that's maybe still okay.
And I think it's a good idea to give it some thought. That's my belief.
Yeah, the tricky world of marketing. So what is your brand? Okay, we'll see you again next week for another tip from Dean's book. Bye for now.